Coming up in your morning weather, who might see a couple showers as you head out the door this morning? I'll have a full look at it in a little bit.
Right now this morning, a former Minnesota House Speaker and her husband will make history today at the state capitol as we learn more about the man accused of killing them. And the president setting a July 4th deadline for that big budget bill, but Congress isn't cooperating. We'll tell you what's holding it up. The president also just signed a trade deal with China that could affect the price of your phone or car. Thanks for joining us this morning. I'm Alexandra Carter on this Friday, June 27th. Nicole is back with us this morning. We will send it over to her. So if you're waking up to a couple showers this morning, don't be scared though, right? We're still going to have a good day.
Yeah, definitely don't be scared. We finally have a dry day ahead of us, thankfully, because we've been dealing with that heavy rain all week long. So I'm sure a lot of us are looking forward to a dry break out there. Right now in La Crosse, we're seeing still cloudy conditions. We might see the sun poking out later in the day, but at least there's not any rain falling down from those clouds. Sitting at 69 right now for your temperature, visibility at 10 miles. Similar conditions, Eau Claire, a tad bit cooler. Somewhat of a breezy wind out there, just a light breeze though, blowing out of the west around 10 miles an hour across the area. Here's that live look at radar again, still tracking some very, very light showers moving across the area. In and around Eau Claire, some scattered sprinkles out there, maybe feeling a couple when you head out the door, but definitely not enough to warrant any rain gear. Maybe want to grab some rain gear if you're in Tomah. You're probably already feeling some of that rain. Not a whole lot passing through, but it'll be over pretty quickly as we head out the door this morning. And then going into this afternoon, it's going to stay dry and mild. Temperatures staying slightly below average today. A little bit warmer as we head into the weekend, and maybe some morning showers as you start your weekend off on Saturday morning. Otherwise, mostly dry for now, looking towards the afternoon, but it is going to be a little bit warm and a little bit humid. I'll have a closer look at your weekend forecast coming up in a little bit.
And a reminder, you can track weather on your block by downloading the First Warn Weather app. Former Minnesota House Speaker Melissa Hortman and her husband will lie in state at the Capitol today as we learn more about the man accused of killing them. Hortman will be the first woman to lie in state at the Minnesota Capitol. Her husband and their golden retriever will also be honored. Caroline Cummings has the latest on their alleged killer.
Investigators say after Vance Belter shot and killed Melissa and Mark Hortman at their home overnight on June 14th, he took off on foot, triggering a massive two-day manhunt. New search warrants obtained by WCCO News show that the first call he made in the hours after the shootings was to his 18-year-old son. A separate warrant says around 10 a.m. a BCA agent connected with Belter's wife and that, quote, initially she was not forthcoming with knowledge of her husband being involved in something serious. That agent, according to court records, told her that her husband was a person of interest in a shooting, and she asked, why would he think that? Later, the warrant says she revealed text messages from Vance Belter that morning telling her to, quote, take the kids and go to her parents' house and that there may be people with guns coming to the house. Those details in contrast to Vance Belter's wife's new statement Thursday, saying, quote, from the moment we were first contacted by law enforcement, we have fully cooperated with investigators and responded to their every request, and that she met agents at a local gas station when asked. She added, quote, this violence does not at all align with our beliefs as a family. It is a betrayal of everything we hold true as tenets of our Christian faith. We are appalled and horrified by what occurred, and our hearts are incredibly heavy for the victims of this unfathomable tragedy. Investigators in separate court filings said that the Belters were preppers who planned for catastrophic events with nearly 50 different guns found on their property. 2 more guns were found inside his wife's car, along with cash and powder.
That was Caroline Cummings reporting. The University of Minnesota says Belter worked with their eye donation service till the day he allegedly shot the couple. The school says it is cooperating with the investigation. The Supreme Court could shake up your rights today with 6 major rulings on the final day of their term. The justices will decide if Trump can end birthright citizenship, whether schools can ban LGBTQ books, and if the administration's layoffs can continue. Speaking of those layoffs, a leaked memo says the State Department could cut hundreds of jobs as early as today. And the Supreme Court also blocked Planned Parenthood from suing South Carolina over Medicaid funding. South Carolina's governor cut Medicaid funding to the state's 2 Planned Parenthood clinics back in 2018. That means patients can't use Medicaid for birth control, cancer screenings, or routine exams at those clinics.
The president has always maintained that Americans should not be forced to violate their conscience and their religious liberty by having their tax dollars fund abortions, and we're glad the Supreme Court ruled on that side.
The ruling could prompt other red states to cut Planned Parenthood funding, limiting where you can use your Medicaid. President Trump's July 4th deadline for his big budget and border bill hitting a snag. Trump pushed Congress yesterday to get the bill to his desk by the 4th of July, with Senate Republicans promising to work through the weekend. As we take a live look at the Capitol building, House lawmakers get a classified briefing today after senators got theirs yesterday and came out split along party lines. CBS News' Jared Hill reports.
It's President Donald Trump's last-minute push for Congress to pass his massive tax cuts and spending bill.
We'll deliver a record tax cut, a record spending cut, a record investment in border security.
His self-imposed deadline, July 4th. But the Republican package has faced setbacks in the Senate. Fiscal conservatives argue it adds too much to the deficit. Moderate Republicans worry about the tougher Medicaid requirements, and the Senate parliamentarians' issues with the Medicaid changes could send lawmakers back to the drawing board.
Everything is challenging, but they're all speed bumps, and we have contingency plans.
Senators are also split, this time along party lines, over President Trump's claims that nuclear sites in Iran were obliterated by U.S. strikes over the weekend. They received a classified briefing Thursday.
It was affected. They blew these places up in a major league way.
I walk away from that briefing still under the belief that we have not obliterated the program.
Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth also defended the strikes in a news conference and scolded the media for how it was covered.
You want to call it destroyed, you want to call it defeated, you want to call it obliterated, choose your word. This was an historically successful attack.
Meanwhile, uncertainty over a possible meeting with Iran. President Trump said that it's happening next week. Yesterday, the White House press secretary said so far, no meetings are scheduled. Jared Hill, CBS News.
And some state news. The majority of voters say Governor Tony Evers should not run for a third term. That's according to a survey by Marquette Law School. Findings there show 48% of registered voters who answered approve of the job Evers is doing, compared to 46% disapproving. But 55% still say they don't want him to run for re-election. Winona high schoolers, meanwhile, exploring careers in healthcare, nursing, therapeutic recreation, and community health professionals met with students yesterday at Winona State's Scrub Camp. The camp allows students to learn more about the field before graduation.
It changes the way they think about themselves. I think opens the door to envisioning a future that maybe they hadn't. And we just call that magic.
The camp is set to wrap up later today. Happening this weekend, scope out bike stunts, live music, and vendors at the Big River Rally today and tomorrow. Saturday from 11 to 1, it's free. And Ben & O'Reilly's is throwing a block party tomorrow. Doors for that will open at noon with rock and country from 1 to 9. And the Blue Ox Music Festival taking over the Pines Music Park in Eau Claire all weekend with nearly 40 artists. The time now is 6:06, still ahead on your morning news. China and the U.S. reaching another trade deal, continuous unemployment claims rising to levels not seen in years, and summer gas prices hitting a dip. Experts warn AI could replace some entry-level jobs. Coming up, a look at what to do if you're worried. And for now, we're sending you to break with something to put the good in your morning. With all the flooding we've had this week, Holman neighbors are looking out for one another. This kayaker paddled to the rescue at Ryan Street and Starlight Drive, helping multiple drivers who got stranded in all those high waters. Holman police shared this video with a reminder to avoid driving through high water, stay dry, and stay safe. That is a good neighbor. Thank you for your service, sir. And as you start to wake up this morning, leaving you with a quick wake-up call with a major stop on the historic Route 66. That's Joplin, Missouri. Stay with us. Your morning consumer news is after the break.
You know it's time to replace some windows, a patio door, an entry door, or all of them. The Board Store's provided skillful installation of quality products for thousands of your neighbors for 35 years. Double hung slider, casement, awning windows, double glazing, triple glazing, white windows, black windows, wood grain. Our experienced sales staff will help you choose what's best for you, provide a detailed proposal, and a firm price. No pressure, no nonsense. One window or a house full, call or visit the Board Store for a prompt free estimate. More than you expect for less than you thought.
It's time to find great summer values at Blaine's Farm and Fleet. We have everything you need to get out and celebrate the season at unbeatable farm and fleet prices. Like Blaine's logoed camp chairs, $9.99. Men's work and sport shorts, $17.99 for rewards members. 1 pound bags of Blaine's brand pecan halves or pieces, only $6.99. Plus, we offer Blaine's best price promise, guaranteeing you'll always find the lowest price with us or we'll match it. Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Be an original.
The heat is on.
And so is Carl's Salute to Savings sale.
Save up to 45% on major appliances.
Get up to $1,000 back with Carl's exclusive rebates. Get this 28 cubic foot refrigerator for only $14.99. See the all-new washer, dryer, combi models.
All TVs are on sale.
Shop our Serta iComfort Eco mattresses.
And our great selection of name brand grills.
Carl's Salute to Savings sale.
Carl's is a servicing dealer since 1956.
There's a reason Chevy is called the heartbeat of America. A heartbeat strong, steady, unwavering, like the people who keep this country moving. For them, only America's most dependable truck will do. In every Chevy truck, like every Chevy driver, dependability comes standard.
Get the freedom to save. Get $4,250 cash allowance on this Silverado. Plus, $2,250 in trade assistance when you trade in an eligible vehicle. That's 10% below MSRP.
If you take or have taken Humira for moderate to severe Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis and still have symptoms, you don't have to settle. Ask your gastroenterologist if switching to Rinvoq is right for you. It's one of the latest treatments from the makers of Humira. Rinvoq works differently than Humira and may help. Rinvoq is a once-daily pill that can deliver rapid symptom relief, lasting steroid-free remission, and helps visibly reduce damage of the intestinal lining.
Rinvoq can lower ability to fight infections. Before treatment, test for TB and do blood work. Serious infections, blood clots, some fatal, cancers including lymphoma and skin, serious allergic reactions, GI tears, death, heart attack, and stroke occurred. CV event risk increases in age 50 plus with a heart disease risk factor. Tell your doctor if you've had these events: infection, Hep B or C, smoked, are pregnant, or planning. Don't take if allergic or have an infection.
Rapid symptom relief and lasting steroid-free remission are possible with Rinvoq. Ask your gastroenterologist if switching to Rinvoq is right for you. You could pay as little as $0 per month.
Well, most of the area saw another day of heavy rainfall yesterday, but some of the lucky few got a little bit of a break from it, mainly areas down in Crawford County and Eau Claire. Look at the difference in rain totals. La Crosse sitting just over 1 inch of total rainfall just yesterday. Eau Claire only measuring a trace, not even seeing measurable precipitation, just a small band that didn't really quite pick up any rainfall yesterday after those thunderstorms passed throughout the area in the afternoon and the evening hours. We're seeing a little bit of a break from the rain today, but it could come back as we go into the weekend, just for the weekend, and then we have a little bit of a longer break ahead of us as well. Saturday and Saturday night, mainly looking towards Saturday morning, we have a chance for some showers across the area, not really tracking any heavy rainfall with that though. Then Saturday night going into Sunday, chance for some thunderstorms pass into the area, maybe holding off into Monday morning, but really looking like it's going to be staying well into the weekend. Otherwise, the beginning of the week, Monday through about Wednesday, looking fairly dry and pretty mild out there as well. Pretty comfortable as far as temperatures go, staying near average to start your week off before some more showers move in for both Thursday and Friday of next week. Here's a look at your rainfall totals going through the weekend with two systems passing through. For once, we're seeing the heavier totals actually staying north of I-94 and overall fairly light. Really hard to nail down the thunderstorm timing and location quite yet, so I'm sure this will change a little bit. Some areas could see some higher amounts, but generally this is what we're expecting as far as rainfall goes. That means for your mowing forecast, you definitely want to get outside and do it today and avoid the rain for the weekend. Otherwise, you could have a shot to dodge some of those scattered showers over the weekend. I'll have another look at your full forecast coming up in a little bit.
In your morning consumer news, President Trump says he's signed a trade deal with China that could affect your tech devices. The deal focuses on rare earth metals, the stuff that goes into things like phones, computers, and cars. China controls 90% of these materials and will now export them to the U.S. in exchange for Trump canceling certain trade measures. The agreement ends weeks of negotiations and could ease the ongoing trade war. For most Americans, the job hunt is taking a long time. It's not just you. New data shows unemployment was down last week, but continuing claims were up. During the week that ended June 14th, the number of continuing unemployment claims rose to its highest total since November of 2021. And despite Mideast tensions, you're paying the least for gas since 2021. The national average hit $3.20 this week. That's more than 20 cents cheaper than last summer. AAA says nearly 62 million Americans plan to drive somewhere for the upcoming 4th of July. As artificial intelligence continues to progress, a few of Silicon Valley's top leaders are warning that we could soon see some entry-level positions disappear. Michael Yoshida has more if you're worried AI could be coming for your job.
As the artificial intelligence boom continues to accelerate, some industry insiders, including the CEO of one of the world's leading artificial intelligence labs, are ringing the warning bell.
Compared to previous technology changes, I'm a little bit more worried about the labor impact simply because it's happening so fast that yes, people will adapt, but they may not adapt fast enough.
Experts are split on just how quickly and drastically AI will upend the job market. Still, impacts are being felt.
Entry-level jobs, that first rung on the career ladder, are breaking down a bit.
LinkedIn's Anish Raman says it's one of the most challenging job markets for young people in decades.
The knowledge economy that we have been in for the last half century, it's on the way out.
If you're worried AI is coming for your job, Raman says focus on non-technical skills, what he calls the 5 C's: curiosity, compassion, courage, creativity, and communication. Also, figure out and hone in on what makes you unique. That's your edge. And remember, learning doesn't stop when you graduate. Keep building your knowledge base and understanding of new technologies.
Our data at LinkedIn shows that 70% of the average skills for the average job will have changed by 2030.
Educators are embracing these changes too. The dean of Tulane's business school saying its curriculum is expanding to fit this new business environment.
The education is going to be more experiential. They are going to apply the AI techniques in a new way of putting together business processes.
That's a look at your consumer news. We'll send it over now to meteorologist Nicole Skalicki. She's got an update on our forecast.
Well, today's temperatures are looking pretty mild out there as far as highs go, actually staying a few degrees below average before we have a pretty big warm up going into the weekend. Going to get a little bit more humid out there tomorrow as well. Not today though, so definitely get outside and enjoy it. High temperature in La Crosse, 78. Really anywhere south of I-90 looking to stay in the mid and upper 70s. A tad bit cooler to the north, 73 for your high in Eau Claire. Those areas further north of I-90 will likely be staying closer to that 70-degree mark. So definitely a little bit cooler, but fairly comfortable overall out there, especially without that humidity. Going to be staying pretty dry as we go into this afternoon as well. Still holding on to plenty of cloud coverage out there this morning, but as we head into the evening hours, we could see some of that start to dwindle out there, especially south of I-94. That's when we can see a better chance for that sunshine to be poking out a little bit later in the day. Otherwise, your night is looking pretty quiet and mostly clear before we have a system that will be plunging in out of our west, getting into the area sometime in the earlier mornings, likely closer to the north first off, but again, it's losing a lot of steam once it gets to our area. So while there could be heavy rainfall off to our west, as we can see right there, more significant rainfall closer to Rochester and I-35. Once it gets closer to La Crosse, really starts to break down and dwindle away, giving us mainly some nice scattered showers. Not as big of a chance for that heavy rain potential going into your morning tomorrow. Could still see some of those though lingering on into the later morning hours. Otherwise, the afternoon for now is looking mostly dry. There is still some development that could move in out of our west, but for now it's looking like it would stay out of the area before we see some additional thunderstorm chances moving in as we go into Saturday night. Here's a look at those rainfall totals going into tomorrow morning. Then again, the heaviest stuff staying well off to our west. Could still pick up some measurable amounts though, maybe around 1/10 to maybe 1/4 of an inch in La Crosse. Otherwise, most of the area well east of the Mississippi should stay mostly dry tomorrow morning. Lows going into tomorrow morning staying fairly mild as well. 64 for your low in La Crosse, a little bit cooler in Eau Claire, sitting at 57 when you wake up in the morning. Otherwise, tomorrow's highs, that's where we feel that warm up. Most of the area getting back into the mid and even upper 80s, 88 for your high in La Crosse, 86 in Eau Claire. And once you add that humidity on top of it, it's going to feel a little bit muggy in the afternoon. Not so much throughout the late morning hours, actually fairly comfortable. But once we get a little bit later into the evening, that's when we can really start to feel the heat, mainly for areas south of I-90. Really, everybody else looking fairly comfortable in the 80s, but south of I-90, we could be feeling closer to the mid and upper 90s out there. Otherwise, that heat continues on into Sunday as well, but the rest of the next week is looking fairly nice with mostly dry conditions to start before some more rain showers move in to finish next week off.
Thank you, Nicole. Coming up, your favorite colorful snacks are hiding a sweet secret that might surprise you. We'll explain why some states want to ban the dyes that make your food so bright after the morning sports blitz.
RFK Jr.'s vaccine panel wraps their first meeting. I'm Jared Hill with a recommendation that could impact flu shots and why some doctors are concerned about the group's process.
Coming up in the Blitz, the story of a group of basketballers from the area who are ready to do some amazing things overseas and embody the phrase, better late than never.
Don't miss the July 4th preview weekend at Home Furniture. Now through Monday, get up to $500 in instant rebates. This queen bedroom suite or this power reclining sofa, your choice for $17.99. Hurry, the 4th of July preview weekend ends Monday at Home Furniture.
It's the summer of savings at Hy-Vee, your backyard barbecue headquarters. Save this Friday through Sunday on 8-ounce pork chops, 3 for just $5. Candy cantaloupe, just $1.99. Van Camp's pork and beans, just 77 cents. John Morrell Franks, just 97 cents. Ballpark buns, just $1.99. Get Lay's chips, Blue Bunny novelties, and more. Save in-store and online, Friday through Sunday, only at Hy-Vee.
Slow down.
Cut! I get it. Slow motion. Slow down geographic atrophy. But we don't need gimmicks. Stick to the facts. GA, the advanced form of dry AMD, can irreversibly damage your vision. But Syfovre is an FDA-approved eye injection that gives you the power to slow GA. Syfovre was proven to slow GA lesion growth over 2 years with increasing effect over time. It's the only treatment to slow GA in as few as 6 doses per year.
Don't take Syfovre if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye that may include pain and redness or are allergic to it. Syfovre can cause severe allergic reactions. Other serious side effects are eye infection and retinal detachments, severe inflammation of vessels in the retina, which may result in severe vision loss, wet AMD, eye inflammation, and an increase in eye pressure. Most common side effects are eye discomfort, wet AMD, small specks floating in vision, and blood in the white of the eye. Tell your doctor right away if you have any side effects.
Act on facts to slow GA. Ask your retina specialist about Syfovre. Nope, just the facts.
Celebrate in style during the 4th of July patio sale at Home Seasonal Concepts. Save up to $500 on porch and patio with instant rebates. This Vista Wheaton 5-piece set is now just $11.99. Buy more, save more during the 4th of July patio sale at Home Seasonal Concepts.
Keeping you safe and ahead of the storm with current conditions and updated video forecasts from the local team that warns you first. The News 8 Now First Warn Weather app, giving you more than what you'd expect. Get it now. No, seriously, like, right now. News 8 Now Sports.
Welcome to the Blitz. Later this week in Switzerland, a group of area all-stars are participating in one of the largest basketball tournaments in the world. But there is a unique twist to this group. Our own Kate Overton tells us more about the Backcourt Avengers.
For many athletes, the drive for competition ends after their high school or college years. But for the Backcourt Avengers, they're putting their sneakers back on 20 years after their prime to take part in one of the biggest basketball tournaments worldwide.
It made me feel young again. The big thing is I get to play, be competitive, and play against other women that love the sport.
11 adults, each over 40, will travel across the world aiming to win a medal at the FIBA World Maxi Basketball Championships, an achievement none of them envisioned just 2 years prior.
After college, I took a short hiatus, 2 decades to be specific. This has been a 2-year project and didn't really think that it was going to happen at the beginning. And now that we have everything ready to go, everyone is super pumped. We're really excited about it.
The team is coached by former Viterbo head coach Bobby Vandenberg, who led the Seahawks for 25 years. But it's the collective experience that drives the team's success.
They've coached either at the high school level or their kids, and they understand the game maybe a little better after all these years, and that most of them had a 4-year college career too.
For these women, every game is a gift, a chance to play when many their age no longer can, reminding them to cherish every part of the moment.
They really are relishing the experience because they can still do it. It gives them the perspective of, let's really take advantage of this and have fun, but also say, hey, I'm so blessed that I can do this.
They're more than just a basketball team. They're a group that aims to inspire.
Keep playing. If you love the game, if you love the community and the relationships that you build, keep playing. There's a place for you.
And when the shot clock is winding down, don't be afraid to take a risk and let it fly.
It doesn't matter how old you are. You can still be youthful and young. Do the things that you want to do. Dream big and just kind of follow your dreams. And I think, this has been a dream come true.
For a full list of the players on the team, check out news8000.com. The ladies will begin their tournament run tomorrow. And the Bucks selecting Bogijub Markovic, a 19-year-old out of Serbia, with their lone draft pick in the second round. That'll do it for the Blitz. We'll see you back here later tonight.
River City Grill in Winona is your place for great food and drinks every night of the week. Enjoy Monday's 3-2-1 special. $3 off pizza, $2 off pasta, and $1 off our mouth-watering burgers. Plus $6 house margaritas. See you soon at River City Grill in Winona.
Are you ready to build your future? Stella Jones Corporation in Bangor is hiring and wants you to apply. The starting wage for laborers is up to $21 per hour with no experience necessary. We will train the right candidate. Stella Jones Corporation is where safety matters and wages sustain a comfortable living. If you have what it takes and can stand behind our railroads, then we want you to apply today.
At Maury's, we believe in being more than an auto dealership. We believe in celebrating change when life happens and new adventures begin, in affecting it for good in our communities where we're called to serve, because change can be good. And as your life changes, we'll be there for you, whether you're buying, servicing, or selling. And right now, Maury's is buying cars daily. Bring your vehicle with the title and we'll issue you a check within 30 minutes. Maury's, more than an auto dealership. Let's move forward together.
It's here, the 4th of July sale at Drury's in Fountain, Minnesota. It's the perfect time to save with store-wide sale prices, 48-month special financing, and free gas. Only at Drury's will you find beautifully tailored sofas and chairs, handcrafted bedrooms and dining rooms, a huge selection of premium leather, and the designers to help you put it all together. Great sale prices, 48-month special financing, and even free gas. The 4th of July sale happening now at Drury's in Fountain, Minnesota.
I'm Jordan Rudolph, and I'm the owner of Unity Fitness. We just won Best Gym in Lacrosse and Best Personal Trainer in Lacrosse for the Best of in 2025. As our mission to serve and help have a positive influence on so many people, we can't thank you enough, the voters, for having our back and helping us spread that mission forward into helping more people in the area.
Thank you so much for trusting us with your goals and for 10 years of support.
We view people as more than a before and after. To see if you're the right fit for us or if we're the right fit for you, head over to unityfitnesspro.com and book your free discovery call with us today.
Congressman Derek Van Orden just voted for President Trump's working family tax cuts that mean higher wages and lower taxes for working families. No tax on tips and no tax on overtime. Van Orden voted to cut taxes 15%, giving working families $10,000 more every year. And by ending free health care benefits for illegals, Trump and Van Orden will expand health savings accounts for Americans. That means greater choice in your health care. Thank Derek Van Orden for supporting Trump's working family tax cuts.
River City Grill in Winona is your place for great food and drinks every night of the week. Enjoy Monday's 3-2-1 special. $3 off pizza, $2 off pasta, and $1 off our mouth-watering burgers. Plus $6 house margaritas. See you soon at River City Grill in Winona.
Miss a story or need to watch it again? Find them all on the News 8 Now app.
Coming up in your morning weather, we finally have a dry day ahead of us to finish this wet week off. I'll have the full details on it and a look at your weekend forecast.
Out this morning, a former Minnesota House Speaker and her husband will make history today at the state capitol as we learn more about the man accused of killing them. And the president setting a July 4th deadline for his big budget bill, but Congress isn't cooperating. We'll tell you what is holding it up. Your colorful snacks could be hiding a sugar surprise that might shock you. Why 26 states want to ban the dyes. Thanks for joining us this morning. I'm Alexandra Carter on this Friday, June 27th. Happy Friday. Nicole is back with us this morning, and she's bringing some good news, some sunshine. We're happy to see you today, Nicole.
Yes, the sunshine will have to wait a little bit, but at least we're done with the rain for now. We have a few light light morning sprinkles passing through the area, but not looking too bad out there as we head into your Friday forecast. Right now in La Crosse, still holding on to that cloud coverage. 69 for your temperature right now. Full visibility out there as well. A little bit of a breeze though. Winds blowing out of the northwest and the west around 10 miles an hour across the area. In Eau Claire, still cloudy as well. 64. Still tracking some very, very light sprinkles across the area. Some in and around Eau Claire, but they're really starting to finish up now and move out of the area, and we should be mostly dry now for the rest of the afternoon. This is the most significant rainfall that we have passing through the area, just finishing up in Toma now. Otherwise, after this, it's looking like many of us will stay dry as we go throughout the rest of the afternoon before we have some additional showers moving in as we go into tomorrow morning. So again, today, mostly dry and mild temperatures, high temperatures, I should say, actually staying a few degrees below average. Most of the area staying below that 80-degree mark. Some showers moving in as we go into tomorrow morning, and maybe some additional ones later in the day. Otherwise, Saturday for now, looking mostly dry for most of the area. Going to be a little bit warmer and a tad bit more humid as well. So I'll have a full look at your weekend forecast coming up in a little bit.
Thank you, Nicole. Former Minnesota House Speaker Melissa Hortman and her husband will lie in state at the Capitol today as we learn more about the man accused of killing them. Hortman will be the first woman to lie in state at the Minnesota Capitol. Her husband and their golden retriever will also be honored. Caroline Cummings has the latest on their alleged killer.
Investigators say after Vance Belter shot and killed Melissa and Mark Hortman at their home overnight on June 14th, he took off on foot, triggering a massive two-day manhunt. New search warrants obtained by WCCO News show that the first call he made in the hours after the shootings was to his 18-year-old son. A separate warrant says around 10 a.m. a BCA agent connected with Belter's wife and that, quote, initially she was not forthcoming with knowledge of her husband being involved in something serious. That agent, according to court records, told her that her husband was a person of interest in a shooting, and she asked, why would he think that? Later, the warrant says she revealed text messages from Vance Belter that morning telling her to, quote, take the kids and go to her parents' house and that there may be people with guns coming to the house. Those details in contrast to Vance Belter's wife's new statement Thursday, saying, quote, from the moment we were first contacted by law enforcement, we have fully cooperated with investigators and responded to their every request, and that she met agents at a local gas station when asked. She added, quote, this violence does not at all align with our beliefs as a family. It is a betrayal of everything we hold true as tenets of our Christian faith. We are appalled and horrified by what occurred, and our hearts are incredibly heavy for the victims of this unfathomable tragedy. Investigators in separate court filings said that the Belters were preppers who planned for catastrophic events, with nearly 50 different guns found on their property. 2 more guns were found inside his wife's car, along with cash and powder.
That was Caroline Cummings reporting. The University of Minnesota says Belter worked with their eye donation service until the day he allegedly shot the couple. The school says it is cooperating with the investigation. 2 Milwaukee police officers are fighting for their lives this morning after being shot overnight. Both officers are in critical condition after the late-night shooting, according to officials. Both have more than 6 years with the department. Our CBS affiliate reporting seeing ambulances and police vehicles rushing to a nearby hospital.
It's a sad situation. It's a sad situation. A couple weeks ago, an officer got shot in the leg. Right. Now you got this situation, and it's just the beginning of the summer. And it's very scary how this summer is going to turn out.
The Milwaukee Police Department says the scene where those 2 were shot is still active this morning. The Supreme Court could shake up some rights today with 6 major rulings on the final day of the term. The justices will decide if the president can end birthright citizenship, whether schools can ban LGBTQ books, and if the administration's layoffs can continue. Speaking of those layoffs, a leaked memo says the State Department could cut hundreds of jobs as early as today. Some House Republicans say they're growing weary of pressure to pass a sweeping domestic policy plan quickly. The president calls it his big, beautiful bill and says he wants to sign it by July 4th. Taking a live look at the Capitol this morning. Right now, it's facing a delay in the Senate chamber. That means if that chamber passes it, House members might not have much time to review it. Amy Kiley reports on the time crunch.
This is the ultimate codification of our agenda.
Republicans are scrambling to pass President Donald Trump's sweeping domestic policy legislation by his self-imposed deadline. That's after the Senate parliamentarian called for revisions. GOP leaders say they hope the Senate can rework the bill and pass it this weekend. After that, it would still have to go back to the House, and Trump wants to sign it by Independence Day.
We'll deliver a record tax cut, a record spending cut, a record investment in border security.
Republicans are using a process called reconciliation for the bill. It allows Senate passage with a simple majority, but it's largely for budget legislation. The Senate parliamentarian says several of the bill's provisions don't qualify. One would limit a way states get Medicaid funding, called a provider tax.
This would be a chance to fix it. I mean, this would be a chance for leadership to fix it and actually do something right here that's not going to hurt rural hospitals.
Without using the reconciliation process, Republicans would need support from across the aisle. Democrats say they don't want to cut Medicaid and food stamps to offset trillions of dollars in tax breaks.
It is morally bankrupt to ask working and middle Americans to bankroll tax breaks for billionaires at a time they're struggling to pay for groceries and rent.
I'm Amy Kiley reporting.
The Senate is also split on whether or not the strikes on Iran's nuclear targets were effective. Following a classified briefing, Republicans are calling the mission a success, Democrats demanding more answers.
It was effective. They blew these places up in a major league way.
I walk away from that briefing still under the belief that we have not obliterated the program.
The House is expected to get their briefing today. The majority of Wisconsin voters say that Governor Tony Evers should not run for a third term. That's according to a survey by Marquette Law School. Respondents there, 48% of them, said that they approve of the job Evers is doing, compared to 46% disapproving. 55% of respondents still said they don't want him to run for re-election. Turning now to some morning medical news, we've got to look at the first set of recommendations from the new CDC advisory panel, the group selected by HHS Secretary Kennedy after he fired the entire prior panel, makes recommendations on the use of scheduling of vaccines. CBS's Jared Hill has the latest for us.
In an Atlanta conference room, a new decision on vaccines.
The first vote is for children.
The CDC's Vaccine Advisory Committee, handpicked by Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr., endorsed this fall's flu vaccines, but only if they're free of an ingredient anti-vax groups have falsely linked to autism, a preservative called thimerosal.
Removing a known neurotoxin from being injected into our most vulnerable population is a good place to start with making America healthy again.
I'm not quite sure how to respond to this presentation. This is an old issue that has been addressed in the past.
Studies have found no correlation between thimerosal and autism, but one member of the panel remarked, "We have to respect the fear of mercury that might dissuade some people from getting vaccinated." Dr. Richard Besser is a former acting director of the CDC.
In the past, if there was a question that this committee wanted to address, they would put together a work group. They would spend months diving into the science before they would bring it to the committee. This issue today didn't go through that process, and that's really concerning.
Earlier this week, the panel backed a new option to protect infants from RSV, and the panel may look at the schedule for measles, mumps, and rubella inoculation. Jared Hill, CBS News.
And the committee could also consider whether all newborns need the hepatitis B vaccine. New data shows babies and seniors are getting hospitalized for COVID at nearly the same rate. Infants under 6 months and adults 65 to 74 had almost identical hospitalization rates last respiratory season. Here's the key finding. Nearly 90% of young children who are hospitalized were not up to date on their COVID vaccines. That bright blue sports drink or neon orange snack could be packing way more sugar than you think. A new study found foods with synthetic dyes contain 141% more sugar on average and less nutrition. 26 states, including Iowa, now pushing to ban or restrict these dyes from our food. We will send it over now to meteorologist Nicole Skalitsky. She's got an update on that Friday morning commute for us.
Well, it's looking like we're saying goodbye to most of those sprinkles that we had moving throughout the area earlier in the morning. Still holding on to some light pockets of rain now, just passing over the intersection of I-90 and I-94. Otherwise, it's going to continue to move out of the area, and then radar looking pretty dry out there as we go throughout the rest of the day. We do have some flood alerts to talk about, though. Some of those could be causing some minor flooding on some nearby rural roadways, especially near Black River Falls. Flood warning in effect until Sunday morning, and now a new one out for the La Crosse River. That's going to be in effect until Sunday morning as well, ending a little bit earlier though. Impacts with these flood warnings could see some increasing flooding on some of those lower lying areas or some of those more rural roadways that are nearby the river valley. Otherwise, current temperatures right now staying fairly mild. Most of the area staying in the 60s. Some folks further to the east a little bit warmer in the 70s out there right now. Holding on to some patchy fog basically in and around the area. Not seeing a whole lot in our area, but still going to be fairly nice out there as far as visibility goes. Light fog, not really a problem this morning. Cloudy skies though continuing on. Could see some breaks in the sun a little bit later into the afternoon for Eau Claire. Similar for La Crosse, maybe a little bit earlier on, and still holding on to a breeze out there with some mild temperatures. I'll have a full look at what the weekend has in store coming up in a little bit.
Before we head to break, it's time to look at today's Look Who's 8. Dorothy is turning 88. She enjoys caring for her flowers and watching the hummingbirds visit. I love those earrings, Dorothy. And Vivian is turning 8. She loves reading books, art, and being with her friends and family. Happy birthday to you, Vivian. If you know a special someone turning 8 weeks, 8 months, 8 years, 18, 80, or 88, we'd love to feature them. Just upload their photo to our website, news8000.com. Coming up, the local apps helping you save money while supporting your favorite restaurants. Abe from Abe's Raves joins us on Foodie Friday with his summer recommendations.
This is Arby's $7 Euro meal. Do the Greeks have a god of meat? If they don't, is there a form we need to fill out? A number to call? Arby's, we have the meat.
We can play the role of the main focal point why somebody's coming into La Crosse. They're gonna go check out the restaurants, the bars, the other things, the other events that might be going around in town, and we all complement each other so well as a community. It makes it so special to be a part of this region.
As we're bringing in additional income, it allows us to give out additional raises, and the quality of life is going to expand and go right with that as well.
The Power of Tourism, brought to you by Explore La Crosse.
Red, white, and new. It's time to refresh your space for less at the King Furniture Pre-4th of July Savings Event. Save up to 50% on an entire room of beautiful new furniture. Living rooms, bedrooms, dining, you name it. Find mattress closeout deals on overstocked inventory and special factory closeout Lazy Boy recliners at prices too good to sit out. Plus, when you trade in your old furniture, get a discount on new. We'll even deliver and haul away for free. It's the King Furniture Pre-4th of July Savings Event going on now.
This river wasn't dammed in a day, and GMC trucks weren't built overnight. Like every American achievement, they are a result of dedication. Over 100 years dedicated to the art of engineering and the ambition to always move this country forward.
Or get 0% APR plus 2,600 total value on this Sierra 1500 model.
Visit your best choice GMC dealer today.
It's the summer of savings at Hy-Vee, your backyard barbecue headquarters. Save this Friday through Sunday on 8-ounce pork chops, 3 for just $5. Candy cantaloupe, just $1.99. Van Camp's pork and beans, just 77 cents. John Morrell Franks, just 97 cents. Ballpark buns, just $1.99. Get Lay's chips, Blue Bunny novelties, and more. Save in-store and online, Friday through Sunday, only at Hy-Vee.
I did know that back pain, foot pain come along with the job of waiting tables, but since getting the arch supports from the Good Feet store, I have had no pain. I'm more positive. It's like opening up a whole new life, like sunshine coming on.
See how we can help you too at the Good Feet store.
Here I am, field trip chaperone.
Before preventing migraine with Qulipta, it was hard keeping plans.
And look at me now.
You'll never truly forget migraine, but Qulipta reduces attacks, making more zero migraine days possible.
Don't take if allergic. Stop taking and get help right away for allergic reactions like trouble breathing, face, lip, or tongue swelling, itching, or rash. Tell your doctor about increased blood pressure or color changes, pain, or numbness in fingers or toes.
Learn how AbbVie can help you save.
Qulipta, the forget you get migraine medicine.
Well, we're looking at having a fairly mild end to the week as far as our temperatures go. Staying mostly dry out there as well, and it's going to be a pretty good day to finally get outside and enjoy the outdoors. Maybe a little bit soggy on those surfaces because of all the rain that we've had, but at least we have a little bit of a break from it today. 78 for your high in La Crosse. Basically anywhere south of I-90, we'll be getting into the mid and upper 70s. A bit cooler toward north. Eau Claire seeing a high of 73 today, and then we'll hold on to that cloud coverage until about the later afternoon hours, but we should see that sunshine poking through a little bit later into the evening hours, mainly south of I-94, and then looking towards the overnight period, going to stay quiet and mostly clear before we see another system plunging in out of our west, though it really starts to lose steam once it gets into our area. Maybe holding on to some more moderate rainfall for Eau Claire earlier on in the morning. Otherwise, taking a look further west, we still see that continuing to move over, but once it moves into our area, look at that, really loses a lot of steam and almost dissipates, still likely seeing some light rainfall associated with it, especially for areas further south of I-94 later on in the morning. Otherwise, we were looking to stay mostly dry into the afternoon, but we see another system coming in later on into the nighttime. This we could see some more heavier rainfall with it as we go into Saturday night, really staying north of I-90, and that'll continue on before it really dissipates as well going into early Sunday morning. Overnight lows tonight looking fairly mild overall. Most of the area pretty close to average, 64 for your low when you're waking up in the morning tomorrow in La Crosse. A little bit cooler in Eau Claire at 57 for that low. Tomorrow's highs, though, that's going to be the main story this weekend. Pretty warm out there, going to get a little bit more humid as well after our break today. Your high in La Crosse, 88, 86 in Eau Claire, a little bit more manageable to the north where temperatures will actually be closer to average, but some more heat comes in as we go further south. Here's a look at what that's going to feel like once you add that humidity on to the temperatures. Not so bad as we go throughout the late morning hours tomorrow, but once we head to tomorrow evening, that's when it could feel a little bit hot for some of us. Areas south of I-90 really feeling those higher heat indices. Most of those areas staying into the what feels like the mid and upper 90s. Otherwise, everybody else feeling fairly comfortable throughout the day, staying in what feels like the 80s for the majority of tomorrow afternoon. So just hot for some, but that heat will continue on into Sunday, and we have another chance for some thunderstorm activity going on into Sunday as well. A probable chance for some thunderstorm activity for Sunday. This is putting us at a level 2 out of 5 thunderstorm risk. Otherwise, still not a whole lot of, or still some questions, I should say, on the exact timing and location of those thunderstorms, but definitely something to keep in mind if you have some weekend plans ahead of you, especially going into Sunday. Severe weather looks a little bit more probable on Sunday rather than Saturday. The good news, after that, we finally get a break from all of this yucky rain and thunderstorms. We get a nice dry break for the start of next week. Temperatures stay near average as well before a possibility of some more showers and thunderstorms moving to finish the week out. Maybe seeing some rain on July 4th, still a ways out to tell though. Hopefully the holiday looks up pretty good. Otherwise, temperature is not looking too bad as we go into the first week of July.
It is Foodie Friday, and with summer heating up, so are Abe's Summer Raves. Joining us now is the man behind Abe's Raves, the Facebook page that has become the go-to source for local dining gems in our area. Good morning, Abe. Nice to see you again. Thank you for being here.
Thanks for having
me. Love
me.
your Hawaiian shirt. We do Hawaiian Friday here too, so he's fitting right in.
We gotta celebrate warmth is here,
Exactly.
and we're coming, you know.
Bringing the vibes for sure. So speaking of, summer is here. What are some of your hottest restaurant raves? What's going on this season?
So I would like to talk about the places that are only open this summer.
Okay.
At first, so we got Rudy's Drive-In.
Yes.
Their like root beer is the best root beer in the world. Then we got Pettibone Beach Club. That's super awesome. Their nachos are massive. We also have the Charmant Rooftop, which is our only rooftop. Hopefully someday there's more.
We'll get another one,
yes.
yeah.
We also have Pizza Farms. Have you guys ever heard of those?
Yes, I have been to Wing Haven, right?
Yeah,
Amazing.
yes.
Had a great time there.
Yeah, that's always a fun experience too.
Hey, I understand you have an app that leads to help you find small businesses?
Yeah. It's not my app. It's buddies of mine, but it's all local made. It's called Beer by Bike. You can just search it up, and what it does is it offers coupons, giveaways, and sometimes good collabs from like legends from like cooking. So they'll have pint of hummus and a loaf of bread, and you can like get in on it. There's probably like 20 offerings, and the bread's amazing.
Interesting.
The hummus is also amazing.
Very cool.
And it does a really good job at highlighting what we got and gives good discounts for local places.
That's great. Yeah, if you're looking for ideas and discounts, which we always are. So that is good to know. And it's called, what's it called? Beer by Bike?
It's the Beer by Bike Brigade app.
Okay,
Yep.
Beer by Bike Brigade. And so patio season is here. Everybody's always looking forward to patio season. Where should we be going for the best patios?
So I have like a whole list. I had to write it down. There's more than this, and I'm sorry if I forget about you. I love you all very much.
You'll get them next time,
yes,
right?
yeah. So I think, first of all, patio game is just a huge deal nowadays. If you can eat food while you're outside, it's just like a sandwich of life. You know, like
exactly.
It makes it so much better because we have to stay indoors for way too long.
We have to enjoy it while we can, yeah.
Yeah. So we got Java Vino, Le Chateau, Moxie's, Big L's, Grounded, The Pearl, Blue Moon, Uno Venti, Fork and Fable, David Ray's, The Waterfront, Lacrosse Distilling, Four Sisters, Alpine Inn, Restore Public House, and The Hatchery.
Okay.
That's
lots
a lot.
of options there.
I have been to all of them, and there's not a negative thing to say about it.
You just recommend them all for some outdoor time. Okay,
Yes.
that's great to know.
Now that we've all thought out, people are going to be getting out for the summertime. Summertime enjoyable dinners or anything, lunches, perhaps, brunch?
So I would kind of want to hit up the pizza farms again because it's kind of an event. I think our closest one's about 30 miles away. But they typically will have really nice, fresh toppings, cheese that's local, and then they sometimes bring in bands. And it's kind of like it has a very good like hippie vibe if you're into that. If you want to explore that, this is a place to go.
I'm a huge Pizza Farm proponent. You've got to check it out. I checked out Wing Haven, like I said, for the first time last year, and it was just a great experience. Really something you really don't get anywhere else.
Yeah, a low maintenance picnic.
Yes,
you really don't have
with great
to do.
pizza, the kids are running around.
Yes.
All right, that's great. And so for people who want to keep up with your recommendations, how can we find you?
Well, I'm on Facebook mainly. That's my main choice of fare, but I also mess around on Instagram. I do have a TikTok.
And your Abe's Raves on all of those platforms?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much, Abe, for being here. We always look forward to your recommendations.
Thanks for having me.
Nice to see you. Stay with us. We're back right after this.
Coming up on CBS Mornings, have you ever noticed that more and younger kids are using skincare products these days? It's raising some health concerns. Parents, you're going to want to hear what experts are saying about what's best for your child. Plus, music fans continue to be frustrated with unpredictable concert ticket prices. We took your complaints right to Ticketmaster, and we will tell you what they had to say. Plus, speaking of music, British singer, songwriter Natasha Bedingfield will be here. She'll be in studio. She will tell us about her new music and her upcoming tour. And to quote her most famous song, the rest is still unwritten. We'll see you at 7.
During the July 4th sale at PM Sleep Center, you'll save up to $200 on select Sealy Posturepedic mattress sets. Hurry in early for the best selection. Your next mattress is at PM Sleep Center, giving lacrosse a good night's sleep for over 35 years.
I'm Jordan Rudolph, and I'm the owner of Unity Fitness. We just won Best Gym in Lacrosse and Best Personal Trainer in Lacrosse for the Best of in 2025. As our mission to serve and help have a positive influence on so many people, we can't thank you enough, the voters, for having our back and helping us spread that mission forward into helping more people in the area.
Thank you so much for trusting us with your goals and for 10 years of support.
We view people as more than a before and after. To see if you're the right fit for us or if we're the right fit for you, head over to unityfitnesspro.com and book your free discovery call with us today.
It's weird to admit, but it's true. I'm selling Chevys. 2024 Malibus to be exact, starting at $17,890, $299 down, and $299 per month. It's Malibu Madness. And they feature great options, including heated seats, remote start, Apple CarPlay, and up to 36 miles per gallon. All have low miles with remaining factory warranty. But the bad part is these are getting harder to get. So if you're in the market for an affordable ride, come see us today at Chrysler Winona, Highway 61, Winona.
Living with chronic migraine? 15 or more headache days a month, each lasting 4 hours or more. Botox prevents headaches in adults with chronic migraine, and treatment is 4 times a year. So why wait? Talk to your doctor.
Botox effects may spread hours to weeks after injection, causing serious symptoms. Alert your doctor right away, as trouble swallowing, speaking, breathing, eye problems, or muscle weakness can be signs of a life-threatening condition. Those with these conditions before injection are at highest risk. Side effects may include allergic reactions like rash, breathing problems, dizziness, neck and injection site pain, and headache. Don't receive Botox if there's a skin infection. Tell your doctor your medical history, muscle or nerve conditions like ALS, myasthenia gravis or Lambert-Eaton syndrome, and medicines like botulinum toxins, which may increase the risk of serious side effects.
In a survey, 91% of patients wish they'd started Botox sooner. Ask your doctor today. If eligible, you may pay $0.
During the July 4th sale at PM Sleep Center, you'll save up to $600 on select Stearns & Foster adjustable mattress sets. Hurry in early for best selection. Your next mattress is at PM Sleep Center, giving La Crosse a good night's sleep for over 35 years.
The Brewers are coming to the Coulee region.
And there she goes!
Yeah, you heard that right. All summer long, you can catch the Brewers right here and for free. No pay-per-view, no subscription, just good old reliable free TV the way the baseball gods intended. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the action as News 8 now brings you 10 games throughout the summer.
A grand slam for Christian.
The Brewers playing here? You're welcome. The Milwaukee Brewers on News 8 Now.
First Warn Weather on News 8 Now.
From sun up to sundown.
How's that even possible?
We show up
every single time
just to get down.
You nailed it.
With Access Daily.
I feel like people more attractive than me, Mario.
Every day we're turning it up.
Now we're talking.
Talking it up.
You want me to talk quieter?
And firing it up. Yeah. To make sure you're caught up.
You know what's right. Where are we, Henry?
Access Daily with Mario and Kit.
Late night on News 8. You're watching News 8 Now. Expect more.
Welcome back. It's 6:53. A fireball lit up the southeast sky yesterday. People could see it even in broad daylight. We're looking at it right there. Wow. The American Meteor Society says it was a rare daytime fireball that caused a sonic boom. One driver saw a big flash come down and disappear, almost like a firework. Nighttime fireballs are pretty common, but seeing one during the day is unusual. Kind of scary too, I can imagine. And Republicans are scrambling to pass Trump's domestic policy bill by his self-imposed July 4th deadline. GOP leaders hope the Senate can rework and pass the bill this weekend, then send it back to the House. They're using a process that only requires a simple majority to pass, but the Senate parliamentarian says several provisions don't qualify, including limits to Medicaid funding for states.
Be a chance to fix it. I mean, this will be a chance for leadership to fix it and actually do something right here that's not going to hurt rural hospitals.
If retooling means I can get answers to what I consider to be fundamental questions, I'm open to it. But if retooling means I'm still not going to get the answers I need to understand the impact on the state, I'm opposed to it.
Democrats say they don't want to cut Medicaid and food stamps to offset trillions of dollars in tax breaks. The majority of Wisconsin voters, meantime, say Governor Tony Evers should not run for a third term. That's according to a survey by Marquette Law School. Findings show 48% of respondents of registered voters approve of the job the governor is doing, compared to 46% disapproving, but 55% say they don't want him to run for re-election. Some weekend events to let you know about. Scope out bike stunts, live music, and vendors, as well as Clydesdale horses at the Big River Rally today and tomorrow. Saturday from 11 to 1, it's free to get in. Bennett O'Reilly is throwing a block party tomorrow. Doors open at noon with rock and country from 1 to 9. And the Blue Ox Music Festival takes over the Pines Music Park in Eau Claire all weekend. You can expect nearly 40 artists on the main stage.
And taking one last look at radar, it's looking pretty quiet out there now, still tracking some very light showers now starting to exit out of the area. Taking a closer look, just passed through Sparta. Pretty quiet out there nonetheless. And then as we go throughout the rest of the day, we're going to see some breaks in the cloud coverage, maybe some sunshine later this afternoon. High temperatures will be staying in the 70s. Some possible thunderstorms this weekend, but it's going to be warm and humid before the start of next week, close to average. Going to be dry too. Finally, a 3-day dry stretch. 4th of July finally making its way to the 8-day forecast too. I am very excited about that. I love the 4th of July.
Yeah, you've got lots of good news for us this morning.
Yes,
great
classic
to
summertime.
See. Yeah, I think a lot of people will be outside this weekend.
Yeah,
we've been stuck inside,
for
so long. We've got to get out there. All right, thanks, Nicole, and thanks for joining us. Coming up today later at noon, former state representative Melissa Hortman, her husband, and their dog expected to lie in state at the Minnesota State Capitol building. We'll take a live look of the service.